y'all. Today I'm here to do a breakdown slash analysis of Nas's Slow It Down from the album Magic 2, just dropped earlier this year. Right now it's almost New Year's Eve. I've been planning to do these segments for a while, you know what I'm saying? And that came about from a dissatisfaction of just some of the breakdowns that I've been seeing online, man. And I'm like, shoot, I'm smart, I'm dope. I got a few things to say, so I'm like, let me throw my hat in the ring. But you know, there are a couple podcasts slash YouTube channels out there that I really admire and respect, man. Like the Rap Roundtable with Coop, one of my favorites. No, I'm sorry. According to Hip Hop with Coop, that's one of my favorites. Then the Rap Roundtable with my New York dudes, that's one of my favorites. I'm in Atlanta now. You know, I've left New York for a long time, but my family's still in New York, so I'm back and forth between Atlanta and New York. But anyway, you know, without further ado, I'm gonna get into it, man. And I'm gonna get into it, go through this, break down some of the bars, figures of speech, and I want to do this in kind of like a literary kind of way. You know what I'm saying? So, all right, let's get into it. This one is Slow It Down, Nas, off the album Magic 2. Here we go.
Yep, anybody every day. Like a junkie needing heroin, you know what I'm saying? And I'm a junkie, and that's my fix, money. You know what I'm saying? I need it every day, every day.
Nas like the NASCAR lines could only be seen from my pop. Only the true understand me, but I see him as family. I saw this shit when I was 14, I counted on it. I was born a dome with a power.
All right, pause it. So let me go back to the start. So right off the rip, that little intro right there, especially for the youngest that don't know, that's Bishop Don Magic 1. Like if you're into movies like I do, especially like comedy movies, you'll see Bishop Don Juan made an appearance with Snoop Dogg in that hilarious film called Old School for the whole like house party slash housewarming. Sit back from the top.
Yep, anybody every day. Like a junkie needing heroin, you know what I'm saying? And I'm a junkie, and that's my fix, money. You know what I'm saying? I need it every day, every day.
Nas like the NASCAR lines could only be seen from my pop. Only the true understand me, but I see him as family. I saw this shit when I was 14, I counted on it. I was born a dome with a powerful point, your style they wanted. Never.
Alright, so right off the bat, my man Nas is just coming out like with, and this is what I appreciate about Nas, man. Like a lot of times the way homie starts his rhymes, it's like if you're a thinker, that shit is punching you in the face immediately, because he's like, Nas is like the NASCAR lines. So the NASCAR lines I came across years ago when I was doing some research for this project I was about to work on. I work in film production, so I was doing some research on Native American tribes, you know, the Trail of Tears, all that, like all the events that led up to the Trail of Tears and the Seminole Wars and all that. And so in order to get to that point, I actually reached further back, and that's when I got introduced to the NASCAR lines. Now, the NASCAR lines were a tribe in the Peru. Check out the Patreon version of this breakdown. I actually get into a couple books that I have from the library on the NASCAR lines. And what the NASCAR lines did as a people, they did a lot of like stone carvings and drawings. Some of them were so vast that, you know, it took centuries later when people started flying and getting into space to actually see them in their entirety. I'm gonna give some more breakdowns and some more detailed information in the Patreon version of this video. But you'll see drawings like these from the Nazca lines, man. So like right off the bat, Nas is like getting into some deep intellectual stuff, you know what I mean? Nas is like the Nazca lines. And as far as like a bar and a literary structure, that is what you'd call a simile, right? And as a figure of speech, a simile compares two unlike things, right? So Nas is a rapper. Nas is somebody contemporary, somebody we know now. The Nazca lines was like a tribe like many hundreds, maybe even thousands of years ago. So right off the bat, my man is coming up with a bar which is incorporating like a literary device, which we call a simile. You know what I mean? And a simile as a figure of speech usually use the words as or like. And in terms of art, music in general, I don't think there's any other genre of music out there which uses the figures of speech, you know, similes, metaphors, onomatopoeias, alliterations as much as hip hop does. And that's what I appreciate about Nas, man. Like straight off the stride.
Nas like the Nazca lines, never dissing for clout. I know what this is about, niggas trying to deflect from the fact people saw them fizzle out. The people saw them trying to make hit songs, that went wrong.
And again, I gotta pause it because this is what I like about Nas. I like to differentiate the masters, you know what I'm saying? The true geniuses from just regular rappers, because there's regular rappers and there are geniuses, there are masters. So in this bar, Nas said, what did he say again? He said, hold on, let me see if I can find it.
When I was born, doing with a powerful point, your style they wanted, never dissing for clout. I know what this is about, niggas trying to deflect from the fact people.
Yeah, he said niggas dissing for clout. That's not what Nas is about. Niggas trying to deflect from the fact that people saw them fizzle out. See, like just the use of like, I don't even want to say big words, but like words that you can use to sort of elevate the conversation instead of just the regular speech. Because he could say, he could have easily said niggas trying to hide from the fact people saw them fizzle out. But my man is such a master that he's always reaching for the next word, you know what I mean? The next figure of speech. Like there's this level of literature right here where he said he tried to hide from the fact people see you fizzle out, but my man took it to the next level and read for that word, deflect. You know what I mean? So that's what I love about Nas, man.
Fizzle out. The people saw them trying to make hit songs, that went wrong. This about the money, right? Cause all that shit the lingo. Let's throw a nickel at the wishing well rappers. Watch it sink to the bottom, and I wish them all happiness. I'm in the cut, attention eaters need the front. See in front, the world watching them shine, that's all they want. And I always get my cut, imagine that making you mad. I'm just a real version, they don't make them like that. Never let's slow it down. Was I moving too fast for you? Let's slow it down, man. If you gotta slow it down, I won't laugh at you. Let's slow it down.
Alright, so as a huge Nas fan, probably one of the biggest Nas fans ever, this is like one of the things that's underrated about Nas is his hook game, you know what I mean? And as I expand this segment on my channel, I'm gonna get into like some old school joints which just like really sick hooks, but this one, like I find the beat for this to be so ill that, and again, this is what I mean by masters, you know what I mean, of their crafts. Like the beat for this is so ill that my man recognized that he ain't even got to do too much with the hook. Like the beats just speaks for itself. So like a rhyme like this, you ain't even gotta do too much for the hook. You know what I mean? And I really appreciate that because I feel like sometimes people be doing too much with the hook when you can just let the bars for the 16 or whatever and the beat speak for itself, and all you're doing is just applying a little bit of glazing with the hook. You ain't trying to bake a whole cake with the hook, you know what I'm saying?
For the man, and since they smarter than us. They know Nas was once their age, made they pay grade. The youngster phase, same mistakes, the times have changed. Trying not to
see that right there, that whole bar structure. I'm trying to think of like the literary tool that the figure of speech that is. Know that Nas was once they age, made they pay grade, the youngster phase. I kind of feel like that's all that I feel like that's a alliteration, right? Or is that a pun? I feel like that's more of an alliteration as a figure of speech in that whole bar sequence and structure right there. Because with the alliteration, right, it's the repetition of the same constant sound at the beginning of words, but they have different meanings to form that sentence, you know. Once Nas was once they age, the youngster phase, made they pay grade. Yeah, that's definitely alliteration right there. And that's what I like about Nas, man. And hip hop and black culture as a general, man. You know, like rappers like Nas, Kendrick, Cole, the true lyricists. Throw Griselda in there, man. You know what I mean? I like that these dudes, because black people are dope and smart, that we're using these literary devices in such creative ways that I don't see in any other genre. Pop, forget about it. Country, not really. Maybe sometimes, but like rap and true hip hop on a whole, man, like we use these figures of speech to like maximum effect. So that bar right there, I feel like it's definitely alliteration. And I'm gonna go back even a little bit further, because there's this way that Nas uses like one sentence as a bar, goes to a different bar that's not quite related, but it just flows seamlessly together, but then goes back to a similar structure to the previous bar that are like related. So it's kind of like you have this bar, this bar, this bar. These two end bars are related. The middle one's not quite related, but it's just so seamlessly stitched together. All right, so let me go back just a tad, because I want to point that out.
never had to get the youth to relate for the bad. And since they smarter than us, they know the cut attention leaders need the front. See in front the world watching them shine, that's all they want. And I always get my cut. I'm mad because all that shit the man going. Let's throw a nickel at the wishing well rappers. Watch it sink to the bottom, and I wish them all happiness. I'm in the cut, attention leaders need the front. See in front the world watching them shine, that's all they want. And I always get my cut. Imagine that making you mad. I'm just a real version, they don't make them like that. Never had to get the youth to relate for the bad. And since they smarter than us, they know Nas was once they age, made they pay grade. The youngster phase, same mistakes, the times have changed. Trying not to touch the cage, but touch interior. In the front is the trunk, that's the custom carrier. Let's play a game, I hand you a king of diamonds. The hand is faster than the eye, check in your pocket. I snap my fingers, I'm up and smoke like the chronic. Disappear and reappear, right in front of your optics. Let's slow it down.
Alright, so I had to let that ride. So what I was talking, so like in the earlier part of the verse, he really sticks to the magic theme, right? Say, let's throw a nickel in a wishing well at the wishing well rappers, right? And then he goes to another phase of the bars where he's talking about the youngsters, like Nas was once they age, made they pay grade, the youngster phase, like letting the youth know, like, yo, I was young like y'all. So those two bars really didn't directly relate to each other, but he just flowed so seamlessly from one to the next, right? So after he addressed the youngsters, he goes back to the magic theme, like I hand you a king of diamonds, you know, snap my finger, disappear in front of your optics, then you look in your pocket, the card's there, you know what I'm saying? So it's just like that magic theme. And that's what I like about master storytellers, man. They can create you a scene, you know what I mean? And it's like I said in my intro, like, I don't really rate rappers if you can't paint a picture. For me, again, I'm a designer. My craft and my entire working profession is about telling stories visually. And so if you're a rapper, fam, good. Make all your money. If you can tell a story, I'm not going to be a fan. I'm not going to spend my money to see your shows and buy your merch and, you know what I'm saying, and buy your music. That's just real talk. And I'm not hating. Like, for somebody who creatively put things together, when I'm listening to rap, I want to be able to think. I want to be able to visualize. You know what I'm saying? All right, let's move on.
Was I moving too fast? Slow it down, man. Moving too fast. Slow it down. Slow it down. Upon closer inspection, they really are non-threatening. I'm on first and I stretch it. Instigators causing these problems is why I question everything and everybody.
All right. Again, back to the art or the fact of a master storyteller. All right, let me see if I can get this exact wording right here, because what Nas does is he takes two similar sounding words at like either end of the bar and correlate them with a bunch of other words in the middle that don't quite rhyme or sound the same. And this is the thing with master storytellers, man, that they can let things rhyme at either end of the bar with a bunch of other very important and relevant words that don't rhyme. He's like, they really a none threat. Let me see if I can get it.
Slow it down. Slow it down. Upon closer inspection, they really a non-threatening. I'm on.
Right. On closer inspection, they really a non-threat. I bomb first, then I stretch him. You know, inspection, stretch him. You see what I'm saying? Inspection, stretch him.
Stretch him. Instigators causing these problems is why I question everything and everybody that's aiming in this direction. That's why I sound like I've been spending time in the spa. Thinking about the days I first heard I became a star. Words from my A&R. I'm noticing that they notice me. Gun in a mean mug, it was slow to speak. Now the whole means over cold sake and Kobe beef. Hockey jersey, a hoodie.
Right here, my man, is just like, and again, Nas is one of the greatest reminisce rappers of all times. So here he's just going back and forth, like speaking on things like back when he wasn't a star, you know, like a gun in a meat mug. And now he's focusing on things like at this stage of his life, he's making different moves. He's holding meeting over Saki and Kobe beef. You know what I mean? And again, that's just great bar structure right there, man. Just great bar structure. It's almost like an essay for real.
Set up the trust and point the trustee. Corporations.
Again, just master writing, figure of speech. It's this figure of speech that he just used is it's similar sounding words with different meanings. So that's a pun. That's the figure of speech he used in the creation of this bar right here. So let me back up just a little bit, and I'm gonna point out to y'all exactly what I mean. All right.
Now the whole means over cold sake and Kobe beef. Hockey jersey, a hoodie underneath. Set up the trust and
right over sake and Kobe beef. Hockey jersey, a hoodie underneath. So that's like a pun, right? Similar sounding, but just different meaning. And then this next line is the real line that I wanted to point out. Let me back up just a tad.
Hockey jersey, a hoodie underneath. Set up the trust and point the trustee. Corporations is the modern day custody.
All right, that's it right there. Set up the trust and form the trustee. Corporations is the modern day custody. So set up the trust is like a financial trust, you know, you set up for your kids or whatever, if you paid like that. Then the trustee, which would be like a trustee on a board of trustees in a corporation. And then corporations is the modern day custody. You know what I mean? Street dudes know the custody is the dude coming through the cop, you know, whatever you selling. So it's like relating, like using similar sounding words to relate like from the corporate to the street life. And it's just seamlessly stitched together, fam. I love this track, like Magic 2. This is like maybe my top 3 on this album. I love this track.
It was the hard substance master that Bernie Krupman. The stove topping up in my company going public. I see the puppets, they moving like they the judges, but Nas and on.
Of course. So my man is throwing all sorts of corporate lingo in this thing right here.
My flow is the hard substance master than Bernie Drummond. The stove topping up in my company going public. I see the puppets, they moving like they the judges. But Nas and all the subjects, it's hard for you to catch up with. Let's slow it down. Was I moving too fast for you? Let's slow it down then. Was I moving too fast for you? Slow it down. Let's slow it down. Slow it down. I might be moving at light speed. I landed icy in Iceland, it's icy. This one me call me pricey. I might perm up my shit like I'm icy. American pimp, I'm on timing. Only thing that I pimp is this rhyming. I made that work for me back since the 90s. That's the daily affirmations to remind me. Slow it down. I might be moving at light speed. Slow it down.
Alright, so I just have to back up a little bit. So one of the things I like about Nas and Hit in this like 6 album like historic run, man, is like I don't think there's a better duo producer rapper that does like the beat switch and the switch of like rhyming, the pace of rhyming better than these two, for real, God. Like this right here, and this going even back to Nas's earlier work. Another reason why I love this track so much is like it's almost the inverse of One Mic. Because if you think back to One Mic, it starts out slow in the different 16s. Because back then, you know, a lot of rappers, like just about everybody did like 3 verses, 3 16s back then. Like for each verse of the 16, it would start slow and just build. So this track is called Slow It Down. So it started off, it's not like a super fast track or anything, but it starts off, you know, at this faster pace. And then when you get to the end now, and we're doing the beat flip, then it starts to slow down. So it's almost like, you know, just an opposite version of like just this crazy track Nas did, what, like 20 something years ago now. So I love this beat switch right here, man. And the slowed down bars here, it's like it's the bars are immaculate, but I also like that it's carrying the theme of the song Slow It Down. He's like, slow it down, am I moving too fast for you? So now I get to the end and he's like, all right, I'm moving too fast for you. Like y'all really ain't picking up all those bars, so I'm gonna just slow it down.
Was I moving too fast for you? Slow it down. Let's slow it down. Slow it down. I might be moving at light speed. I landed icy in Iceland, it's icy.
That right there, that I call a alliteration as a figure of speech, as a literary device. It's just taking these similar words and you know, and forming a very coherent sentence. Let me give y'all an example of an alliteration, right? You'd say like, I saw Sally sifting sand for seashells at the seashore. So that's exactly what that bar right here after the beat flip does. Just listen to it. I land in Iceland, it's icy. All right, here we go.
I might be moving at light speed. I landed icy in Iceland, it's icy. This one me call me pricey. I might perm up my shit like I'm icy. American pimp, I'm on timing. Only thing that I pimp is this rhyming.
Yeah, so y'all got that bar with the Iceland, it's icy. This little make pricey. You know what I mean? That's totally an alliteration as a figure of speech right there.
That worked for me back since the 90s. That's the daily affirmations to remind me. I might be moving at light speed. To do what I'm doing's unlike.
See, like, and that's what I love right there. He did that crazy line with the alliteration and all the similar sounding words with different meanings. It's like icy, pricey, since the 90s. You know what I mean? And then he's going to repeat it again at a slower pace. So it just sticks to the theme of slowing it down.
This new urgency's perfectly hurting them. Send these suckers to emergency nightly.
And that is just beautiful that it started off at a pace, it got slower, and then to the very end before the timer hits all zeros, it goes like, and just slows right down. But yeah, man, so that right there was me going through the track Slow It Down, Nas from Magic 2. just let me know what y'all think, man. I'm approaching this from a literary and a creative standpoint, you know, not just be on some shit like, yeah, nigga, that's hot. You know what I'm saying? So I'm about to start a Patreon as well. I'm a designer. I'm trying to get my design studio off the ground. So, you know, support your boy. You can look for the full breakdown on Patreon. I'm going to get into more of like the literary part of the Nascalons, what my research led me to. And also, you can do a donation on my main YouTube page. You know what I'm saying? Just hit the link and donate, fam. Until next time, peace.